Very independent, strong, witty, smart girl. She loves her family and friends, and she loves life. She just loves doing all of her activities. She's into photography, her dirt biking, swimming, water sports. Maddie's just a great, rounded person.
Me and Maddie decided to go camping that night because it was a party and we didn't want to drive home drunk. That night was actually the first night me and Maddie went camping together.
The last time I saw Madison was Friday night. She had left the house to go on her camping trip and had forgotten some of her items, the tent poles, and she came back to the house to grab them.
When we pulled up to the lake, we unpacked the tent, but it was too small of a tent and it didn't have the poles. So then we headed back to town and got a bigger tent.
And that was about 9:30 on Friday night. We'll talk to you tomorrow, love you. That was the last thing I'd said to her.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm happy to have you here. I'm still on the road working, so I'm recording from my hotel room. If you're new here, welcome in and hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Tonight's case is an unsettling case. I had followed this case for a very long time. There's been many episodes that was on TV, documentaries about Madison Scott. Madison Scott mysteriously disappeared from a campsite. Only recently was Madison's remains located not far from the campsite. So what happened that night? Madison was only 20 years old. She was from British Columbia. She came from a close-knit family with a strong work ethic, and she had plans for her future. In May of 2011, Madison vanished. And there's still no answers on what exactly happened to Madison that night. On May 27th of 2011, Madison went camping near Hogsback Lake. It's a remote area just outside of Vanderhoof, British Columbia. Madison and a small group of friends were getting together to go camping. It was just a small gathering with just friends and acquaintances. Some people there knew Madison and some did not.
And then we headed back out and set up the tent. And then all the girls went out and got some firewood. And then we came back and then there was more people. And we set up our tent. And then we started to drink and more people came. And then there was some rowdy people that showed up that were not friends with the people that were there. And we got super drunk, I guess, and things started to change. And more people started to show. And then I fell into the fire, and that's why I left. By the time I left, there was around 5 people left.
And at some point, Madison was last seen at that campsite. What makes this case so disturbing is what wasn't taken. The next day, when family arrived, after being notified that Madison did not show up for work, her family knew immediately something was wrong. So once they got to the campsite, they found Madison's truck, her tent, her sleeping bag, her purse, and her cell phone. Everything she would need to leave was still there. Madison was gone. There was no confirmed signs of a violent struggle at the campsite. No clear trail, no immediate explanation. Madison's family called 911 and contacted the law enforcement. Search efforts began quickly and expanded over time.
Hi, I'm calling. My daughter's 20. We're at Hogsback, and I haven't heard from her since Friday night. And we just came out, and our pickup is here in the vehicle, and people haven't seen her at all.
Okay, what's her name?
Madison Scott.
And what's her date of birth?
April 29th, 91.
So she was last heard from on Friday?
Friday night, yes.
Okay.
of her stuff's here, but yeah, I don't
Okay,
know.
where does she live? With you?
Yes, with us in Vanderhoof. The vehicle is here, yes. We are out at Hogsback. I talked to her Friday night, and then we just haven't heard from her yesterday, and her cell phone has been
So
dead.
the truck has been there all the time,
The truck, yes, it has been. We're at the
Okay.
truck and the tent right now.
and no answer on her cell.
No answer. It's been dead, it seems, since yesterday.
How is she?
Madison, she would be 5'4",
What's her weight?
170-ish,
Her hair?
ginger colored,
Eyes?
green eyes.
Volunteers, law enforcement, and family members searched dense forest, rough terrain, and surrounding areas. Even the lake, Hogsback Mountain, was also searched. The days turned into weeks. The weeks turned into years. And Madison's family still had no answers. For over a decade, the family lived in limbo. There was no arrest, no named suspects, no confirmed explanation for how a young woman could disappear from a campsite and leave her entire life behind. Her case never went cold in her family's heart, but it remained unresolved in the justice system. In May of 2023, everything changed. This is more than a decade later. They discovered human remains in a rural area near Vanderhoof, not far from where Madison was last seen. Authorities later confirmed what her family had feared for 12 long years. The remains belonged to Madison Scott. And even with this discovery, the most painful truth remained. Madison's case is still unresolved. No cause of death has been publicly released. No arrests have been made, and the circumstances surrounding how Madison ended up there remain unknown. Someone at that campsite knows exactly what happened to Madison. You can remain anonymous. You do not have to give your name. Just the family wants to know what happened to Madison. Although there is comfort in knowing that they have finally been able to lay Madison to rest. But the questions still remain. So what gets me about this is, how did Madison leave the campsite without her phone, her wallet, or her vehicle? So she definitely had to be with someone, or either something bad happened at the campsite and someone took her to another location. Now, who was the last person to see her alive? Did someone at the gathering know more than they ever said? And how could someone vanish so completely, only to be found more than a decade later, still without answers and close to the campsite? There are questions her family still lives with every single day. So what are your thoughts? What do you think happened to Madison? Who do you think was involved in Madison Scott's disappearance? Drop your comments below. I'd like to know what you guys think, or if you've ever heard of this case. Her family has never stopped asking for answers, and authorities continue to ask that anyone with information, no matter how small, come forward. Someone knows what happened to Madison Scott. Thank you for watching. I'm your host, Lisa. And until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and take care.